So this is the latest film by co-directors Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza. Alex Garland, of course, did Civil War about this time last year. That was kind of a big hit for A24, very controversial and divisive film. Ray Mendoza is a former Navy SEAL who turned Hollywood consultant. He consults on films for military accuracy. Garland and Mendoza met on the set of Civil War, and that's where they first kind of met and struck up a friendship. And Garland was really impressed with the way Mendoza works with other military actors, because there's a big kind of action scene shootout at the end of Civil War, and instead of they just hire veterans for these things because it's easier to do that than to try and train actors and extras. But they've come up with this new movie based on kind of a situation in 2006 Iraq in Ramadi, where a platoon is ambushed, a little bit like Black Hawk Down. They are fired upon, people are injured, they got to get people out, and it's a very authentic experiential recreation of this moment, told in just about real time. There's a little bit of setup time, and then the rest of the mission is in real time. About not 90, the whole thing is 90 minutes, so about an hour or so is real time. Real interesting stuff. Very difficult and subject matter. Like there's, I mean, it's war, it's graphic, there's gunfire, explosions, all those things. There's not really much plot. It is just this like kind of 90 minutes that these soldiers are under attack, and them having to survive and get out of the situation. It also stars Joseph Quinn, who we just talked about in Fantastic Four, Cosmo Jarvis, who the film is really about. He plays a character named Elliot, who doesn't really remember that day, and part of the reason they made this movie was to create a memory of what happened for everyone involved, but especially for the character named Elliot. Also, it's got a big cast because there's lots of people: Finn Bennett, Aaron McKenzie, Kit Connor, Will Poulter, who's really good, and Charles Melton as well. So that's our setup. It's a very unique kind of movie. We're gonna get into it. Zach, what'd you think?
Warfare rocks, and Alex Garland should keep directing movies. We talked about this after Civil War. Civil War got so much flack that Alex Garland was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to get out of directing. This isn't really for me. Andy and I went and saw Civil War. I was like, that's a mistake. You should keep making movies. You're very good at making war movies. And then he made this, and he said in interviews that, like, well, Ray was really kind of handling it, and I had a totally different role than director in this movie, and, like, that's not really what I was doing here, but, you know, I know it. And like, watching the film, I think he's being modest. I think this is absolutely an Alex Garland picture. It is grounded, and it is small. It's a short budget, and it works so good, dude. It works so good. I think it's delightful. I think Warfare is one of the better war movies, like, maybe ever. Like, this might be like top 10 material, dude. Like, Warfare rocks, and it works because it's so grounded. It's just 90 minutes, and it's basically one setting. You don't move around a lot. And when you think of a good, like, bottle house picture, you're going to think of something simple, like last week's Woman in the Yard, right? Like, whole movie takes place in a house, small cast of characters, start to end, that's what you got going on. Warfare fits in that same genre, but the dynamics of that are so much more interesting. An elite group of Navy SEALs, 2006 Ramadi, right? Iraq, things popping off outside, tanks rolling up, another squad coming in, air support's not around. All of this creates this incredible bottle of pressure for 12 dudes who are trying desperately to keep it together when everything is going wrong. It's great. And trying to figure out how they're going to get out of there and make it, how if there's any chance they can make it out alive, is captivating. Like, I think it's super fun. Ray Mendoza does great work directing these guys. Alex Garland is behind the camera, and it shows. Warfare rocks. That's what I think. Warfare is really good.
Yeah, I was really stunned by this. I didn't really know much about it, and I avoided the trailer, and also do avoid the trailer because the trailer kind of gives too much away. But I see ads for lots of war films. I think of Guy Ritchie had one a couple of years. A lot of times I'm just not all that interested in this. But I had just heard a lot of good things, and it was Alex Garland, and we needed something for this show. I want to talk about our setup, though. It starts kind of late at night, where our platoon sneaks into a house in the dead of night, but they end up making a lot of noise, and so the neighborhood knows that they're there. It's not a big secret, and they're supposed to just be backing up a group of like a Marine platoon or something down the road. They're just backup, but they slowly the first probably 20 minutes of the film is them just hanging out in this house. There's a couple guys with rifles just looking around reporting. You hear comms. Nothing is explained. Like, you don't get sappy backstories on any of the characters, or any of that. Nothing is dumbed down for the audience because they wanted it to be as authentic as it could be. So it's all very inside baseball. Anyone who's been in the military will probably understand what's going on a little bit better. And then it just kicks off. The tension builds for such a long time, and you know that things are going to go wrong at some point, and they start to realize that everyone in the neighborhood knows what they are. People are gathering weapons. An attack is imminent at some point, and we just don't know when, and it eventually happens, and then it's a matter of them having to survive for an hour to defend their position, get back up, and get out. And it's incredible. The sound design is incredible. It is harrowing. It's definitely one of the best depictions of war I've seen. I mean, think of things like the opening of Saving Private Ryan or Black Hawk Down. Just a really incredible experience.
Yeah, I was really pleased with the presentation here. I remember reading early that they had decided originally they were going to shoot this with veterans and like active duty guys. And somewhere along the way, somebody was like, hey, what if we got a full cast of actors instead? Like, what if instead of sending up the oil drillers and teaching them to be astronauts to break up the meteor, what if we just train astronauts to drill for oil, right? And that's the move here. Like, they've trained these guys with like combat courses to do all of these things. And so you get big emotion out of these actors who know how to emote well, but you get the action of Ray Mendoza and real veterans and real people. And it's a perfect combination. Like, it's fantastic. Joseph Quinn is big emotion in the eyes. Will Poulter, big emotion in like the stern jaw, right? Like I love the way these guys bounce off each other. And it's great because in their opening act, you get exactly how SEALs act. They screw with each other. They're like dudes in summer camp. There's actually a great montage early in the movie of these guys like hanging out, listening to music and like dancing and partying and stuff. And it's weird and it's kind of oddly gay, but they're like cool about it. And then they're like screwing with one another and they're like, all, you know, on site in this house, messing with each other and spitting each other's water bottles and stuff, right up until the worst day of their lives happens. And then we're trapped with them and can't get out. And right when you think the movie is going to pull back and give you a break, it cuts back to inside the house, full volume, radio chatter going insane, comms guy trying desperately to keep up what's going on and inform the squadron leader. And the squadron leader just got rattled by a grenade and he can barely keep it together. And there's two guys screaming on the floor. Like, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome and visceral and gritty and grounded in a way that so many war movies aren't. I, in my work outside the podcast, work with a lot of independent creators, and I get to work with some veterans sometimes. And a couple of them have seen this. I've talked to them about it. They went and saw Warfare, and they had nothing but good things to say about it. They were like, this is stunning how well it nails it. And I think it gets it because Mendoza's good at directing these guys, but dude, Garland is so good at doing war movies. The guns sound so loud. The explosions like feel like they rattle your seat, man. Like, he has got it dialed in. Like, Civil War was already good. I already liked watching Civil War fine, even if that's like a more passive role following these war journalists, right? Like, they're not really the ones in the action. But Warfare gets right down to it, and it's such a fun time for 90 minutes. It's gory, it's grisly, it's harrowing, it's scary. Like, dude, what a great time at the movies. Oh my God. Like, fantastic. Big emotion and big action.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And Ray Mendoza it was at this event, and there's a character who plays him in the movie. One of the things, the movie has been a little divisive in that it doesn't really take a stance politically. It's not talking about the conflict at all, about like why the U.S. was there in the first place, the Iraq War, the larger scale of the Iraq War, any of that. It doesn't depict kind of the opposition, the other side of all that. That's going to be up to everyone individually about what they do and take away. I know that they set out to be, I'm not going to say apolitical, but neutral. They weren't there to make a political point. They said that we just wanted to depict what it's like when you're in the middle of it, an actual shootout when you're under fire, what it's like when everything kind of goes wrong. Some people don't have an issue with that. Some people do. Some people think they should take a stand. But that's what the creators and filmmakers have said about it.
Yeah, the opening sequence with the guys all watching like a workout video together, it's kind of, I mean, it's sexual. Like, and that seems like a setup for like what we're presenting in the rest of the movie, right? Garland has a lot of thoughts on like glorifying violence and glorifying war in film. Obviously, that's part of what Civil War is about. So I think he has things to say here. But yeah, like the movie just leaves you to tug on those threads on your own. It's not grandstanding. It's not trying to raise itself up and say war is bad. Quite the opposite. The veterans veterans I know that have seen this thing, none of them have commented on this as a theme. They do not look at it at all. So, God, open for interpretation, available to wide audiences, wildly violent. Obviously, should mention, by the way, content warning. Definitely violent. There's a chance. I'm a little worried this video doesn't has trouble on YouTube, but this is all content that's been posted to YouTube before, so it should be fine. But we'll see. Any other thoughts or recommendations, Andy?
No, I think I'm ready.
Andy, would you recommend Warfare?
I definitely would. With huge, I think content warnings. It is incredibly violent. I mean, because it's depicting scenes of war, gunfire, explosions. But it is an incredible experience, sound wise. It's the first movie before Sinners that I said like get out and see this in a theater because your at home sound system is not going to do it justice. So highly recommend. Controversial in some ways, but it's definitely I think it's going to go on my top 10.
Yeah, I think Warfare rocks, man. I think I ended up putting Civil War as an honorable mention last year. This one's easily sliding over there until the rest of the year becomes more apparent. Like, Warfare is a sleeper. A lot of people are going to miss it. I think people are going to watch it when it comes to HBO in like a month because it's A24, so it'll get pushed over there. That's probably where my dad will end up watching it, and he'll be like, it was fine. And it's like, God, it would have played so much better in a theater, dude. Go see it big if you can. Go somewhere with big sound. I don't know if you can still catch it in like a Dolby theater, but if you can, like, go see it there, dude. Like, this rocks. Alex Garland, please don't stop directing movies. Good Lord, what an episode of the podcast, Andy. Episode 290 of Off Script Film Review, done and dusted. How do you feel?
Good. We got a lot in there.
Dude, huge week. Huge week at the movies. Good Lord. What are we watching? Well, hold on. Next week we're out because I'm traveling again, which I'm pissed about. But it's fine. I'm traveling for a great reason. I'm excited. It's going to be cool going out of town. We're going to be back in a couple weeks, though, Andy. What are we watching?
We'll be here with Thunderbolts, which comes out May 3rd, which kicks off the summer. That's our big first summer release, the second Marvel movie of this year. That's going to be really exciting. We're also going to be taking a look at Havoc, which is a new Netflix action film, which comes out this Friday, April 25th, starring Tom Hardy. I don't really know much about it, but I'm a big fan of his. Some FYI releases, The Shrouds, which is David Cronenberg's new film, I think coming out in limited release. The Accountant 2, starring Ben Affleck, and The Punisher. Why can't I think of his name? That guy.
John
that
Bernthal.
also
Yeah.
also comes out April 25th this Friday. And Until Dawn, the horror movie based on a horror game, also coming out this Friday.
Yeah, very excited about not Havoc. I'm fine about Havoc. I just looked up the premise of Havoc because I didn't even remember. Thunderbolts will be a good time. I think. I hope Thunderbolts is a good time. I already said I was looking more forward to Fantastic Four than Thunderbolts, but it's fine. Thunderbolts will be a good time. If you enjoyed the episode today, episode 290 of Off Script, if you've seen any of our clips online, you maybe have come across us once or twice. Hey man, come back. Come stick around a little while. Hit that subscribe button and see even more what we're doing. You can find us on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the usual audio channels for our audio listeners, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartMedia, iTunes, Amazon Play, Amazon, might be called Amazon. The Amazon one, we're over there too. We're on all the platforms. Big things going on YouTube. You can come check us out over there every single week. We got our website, offscriptfilmreview.com, and our email, mail@offscriptfilmreview.com. You can email us directly. Direct one-to-one. You know, early screeners, free tickets, can screen, whatever you got, send them our way, guys. We'll check them out. We'll talk about them live on the show. We're excited to talk about it. And that's Off Script episode 290. From all of us at Off Script, the home of Bold Cinema, I'm Zach Lewis.
And I'm Dr. Draper.
Thanks for watching.